is the one. This is the one. I know it is.
Are you on live now?
I am live.
Well, your thing just went completely crazy, so I couldn't. Did you figure it out?
Yes, it should not happen again.
No, so did you?
I will not be touching or logging out. Hello, friends.
Hello. Oh. Wait.
You guys are getting a fun behind the scenes. You know what? I say from now on, since we start doing these. Do you hear me good?
I hear you. Does everybody hear us? Let us know. Thumbs up.
Guys, can you give us, since you are so kind to be here in our behind the scenes, give us a thumbs up if you hear us nice and clear without any reverb.
Yeah, we need feedback. But were you able to figure out when you shut it down? I mean, when you log out to save it?
Well, it didn't log out. I accidentally tapped to get out of the entire app. And so it just stopped.
Thank you, Peter.
Fine. Excellent.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you, Peter. So it didn't ask me to save. However, when we end this, it'll ask me to save.
Okay. Wonderful. Then you have to send it to me.
I shall.
It's a 7 yet? Not really. 6:51.
This gives me 9 minutes to do my eyeballs.
Peter said, hey, Danny. Hi. Peter said you're kind of muffled, but I'm fine. Or he meant I kind of muffled and you're fine. Guys, you need to give us accurate feedback. What you're talking about? There's two people.
Me, her.
I know. I'm trying to read. Danny, I see. Okay.
Because here's the thing, guys. Maybe now that's what we'll do. We'll have a pre-game, a pre-party. You guys help us sound check and get to see Vanessa. She puts on her mascara.
I already put everything I needed on my face, so I'm good to go. Just waiting. Peter, you don't say that.
¿Qué dijo?
You do not read. She's muffled.
Dora.
We don't speak of that. Hey, David. She is fine. She's a little muffled.
I'm a little muffled.
Thank you, guys.
All right, I have a solution. You guys, aren't you glad I got a bag of going old school sounds? We're gonna take these guys off.
Oh, Lord. Technologies. You see why we need a tech people? Danny. Hi, David.
Am I heard better? Any feedback? Or not feedback, or muffled.
To our 5 audiences, hi, everyone. Is there a phone case on? Vanessa, do you have a phone case on?
What's a phone case?
Your phone case. You have a protective case on your phone.
I do, but I had wireless earphones before.
Well, Peter says you're fine. Is Carmen your mom? I think your mom's on. Hi.
That's my mom.
Hola. Hi.
All right, so there we go. We figured it out. Yeah, I just switched to my wired earphones so that it is no longer an issue.
Your beautiful mom turned away. I would like to see your face.
Gonna move.
Hey, Chris. You made it.
To my beautiful earrings.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes, they're pretty. And you're
Look at it. Hi, thank you so much. Truly.
You're welcome.
Truly.
Thank you, Danny, for your help, and Peter for your tech help. Everybody, you guys are awesome.
You guys are always welcome to be here 10 minutes early with us. Hi, Ma. You guys are always welcome to be here earlier.
Yes, just so you could say hi.
Yep. Say hi. We'll start playing music now before we start. Just so you guys have some
right?
Some ambiance.
Chris, we haven't started yet, Chris. Thanks. There's a point point to this. Hey, Emmanuel, my brother, hi. I just wanted to say hi. Yeah, you said hi. I said hi, not hi, but hi. People, we're gonna start the point of this podcast soon. Thanks, Chris. We will start soon. We haven't even started. It's not 7.
He didn't know. As soon as people walk in, I'm sure they're like, okay, we're just watching people. They're ready.
Right.
No, Chris, you're an early bird, so you get to see the behind the scenes while we were doing sound and mic checks. Hi.
That's my brother.
I'm getting everything ready. But now we're ready.
Are we ready? Are we ready for this?
We got 5 minutes till we start.
We're just getting it warmed up, guys. Thank you to all 8 of you for being here. And, just being early, that means you guys actually wanted to see something.
And I hope you're part of the conversation because you guys are able to write to us, ask questions, make commentary, because commentary sometimes becomes the much needed tangent or catapult for the rest of conversations. Be back in 5. I'm going to finish smoking. Dale pues, puff puff pass.
Bye, Chris. Bye, Chris. Puff puff fast by ya.
Puff puff pass. Keep your lungs strong and healthy, guys. Estamos en tiempo de corona.
Yeah, porque queremos eso, yeah. Yeah, we're here. Oh, salud. Whatever's in your cup.
Salud. Mine says fur, Mom.
Mine's just red.
You know you're a crazy cat lady when
you have a cup.
And this was a gift, so that means somebody else feels I'm a crazy cat lady.
Well, I have 2 frogs. It's okay.
Frogs?
Yes, albino frogs. So you're fine. You're
a frog lady.
You could say.
That's not something you hear often.
Right. I know. They're like, oh, I'm a dog person. I'm a frog lady. You could say, I have 2, not 1, but 2. So.
A falta de un froggy. All right. So we told people 7 o'clock. So Miami gets a bad rap for running on Cuban time, and I want to tell y'all, you early birds are giving me life.
Right?
Yeah, man. Bueno, I'm always I don't know. I always see people like, oh no, live streams you always sign in a little bit after because they're still getting things in order. So maybe they knew the same trick that we said.
Well, Peter's Spanish time.
Honey, I'm Latina. You're gonna get Spanglish. It's gonna happen.
See, I like to be early to everything, so I was ready 3 hours ago, but that's besides the point.
That's because Vanessa was not ready 2 hours ago.
Hi, Delange. Thank you for joining.
Peter's always tell them 30 minutes earlier. Yep. This is a fact that I know for holiday events with my family. If you want 7, you put 2.
That's true. Okay. That's true.
What is that? Taily 1103. That's a little extra.
But that's true, though.
Okay, maybe it's a little true. I mean, let's face it, and I'm sure this will eventually be a topic for us. Some stereotypes
are true.
They come from very real places.
Yep.
How we perpetuate them and if we should perpetuate certain things is the conversation.
Yep, for another time.
Hi, Eat Laugh Music. Oh, I love your handle.
Yes, that's my best friend Delange. Say hi to her.
Oh, hello, best friend. And you're back.
Okay, Chris. Thanks, Chris. Bye, Chris.
Okay, I'm so excited. I'm looking at the calendar. Oh my gosh, it's about to be real. Hi. I laugh at the funnies. Oh wait, I can do a...
Best friend, oh my God, Daddy, you guys are not starting that.
Uh-oh.
It's an inside joke.
Here we go. It's officially 7. No, it's not. I'm lying. It's not.
Oh.
We got seconds.
Wow.
Might as well.
I got bamboozled. Okay. Thank you for making me believe it was 7, and I just threw myself a party.
My phone made me believe I was 7. I was 7. It was 7.
What do you mean? What
English is a language I speak.
What is going on, Chris? Talk to us. This is not a therapy session. Thank you, Peter.
1 minute. There we go. Now it's real.
Thank you, guys.
Now it's real.
Now we could begin.
And now we're going to pretend you didn't see the pre-show, and we're going to start for real. Hey! Hi, guys. I'm Vanessa Elise.
Tiny. Sorry, I couldn't understand your handle. Yes, hi. Okay, sorry. Now we're back in track.
Okay, we'll do it again. And hi, guys.
Yes, hi.
And say your name.
Chewy, hi.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Elise, guys, and welcome to No Filters, No Fears podcast. See, when it's live, it's going to happen, and we're going to be like this. Who else has your name? Nobody has your name. I don't know.
Chewy? Vanessa's a common name. Mine's not. You two are too funny.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're done our time.
So, welcome, guys, to the first podcast. Today, the title of the topic is It Starts Like This.
Hey, best friend.
What's that about, Chubby? What is that about?
Well, this is about new beginnings and the fears, the worries, and reframing from them, and how we could overcome them, and how we, the fears, not the new beginnings, because that's what we're trying to get.
That's a good part.
Right.
And what better episode to start with than that, since this is a new beginning for us.
Right.
This is the start of. This is actually your baby, Chubby.
Yes. So
I jumped on the Chubby train.
Everybody wants to jump on the Chubby train. Just kidding. No, a couple of years ago, I wanted to start a podcast, something to talk about, things that people do not like to talk about. So then I started, this year is when I decided to officially say, screw it. And it's been ongoing for 4 years, on and off, and I was just, doing everything else but what I truly wanted. So then I asked a couple of people, even obviously you, and I was like, am I gonna get someone that's gonna be interested in something like our topic, who's gonna be wanting to talk about things that scare people, that they do not wanna, like they leave in the dark. So then I went to ask you, and you said yes.
Yeah. Count on me for talking about all the things.
Right.
Well, I think my whole take on the topic is because we came to it together and wanting to kind of confront what it is to start something, because it's not just starting a new venture. Like, this was an idea that you had something, you wanted to start conversations and bring awareness to so many different topics. But also the idea of starting something means taking certain risks, being willing to take risks, whether it's in work, whether it's in your personal life, taking your health into your own hands, whether it's with a friend, with a partner, whatever that is. There's always first steps that we have to take to initiate change or growth. Right. Because to stay stuck year after year, month after month is not the goal.
And that's how
and it happens.
And that's how I felt. I felt like that. I was like, okay, I know that I've been wanting to do this, but you can't say scared, but it was just like, I needed also someone to have the same passion that I did, to want to start this. I was like, okay, are we going to start it? And then I was like, yes, you should. So my first step was to scout someone to do this with me, to actually sit there and talk about these topics. And I was talking about it for months and months and months until my best friends know. They're there. They're probably saying, obviously, you wouldn't shut up about it. But it was true. I couldn't stop talking about it because I was so passionate about it. There's so many topics out there that everybody likes to put under the rug, and it was scary to say, ask these certain people, would you like to? I got like 5 no's, and that was fine. And that's the part of taking a step and continuing and wanting to start this, So that's where you came in.
Yeah. And I think for how we met working.
Right.
You know, I think it's a testament to the kind of person that you are, or that we are,
Right.
that, you know, from the idea, it's just got to keep going. But I'm sure that it's not always like that for everything, right? Like, that you just, like, you know, you want to start it, you get to start it. It takes a little push. Sometimes we sit with the overthinking and talk ourselves out of things, sabotage certain moments for ourselves without even meaning to. Guys, please you can write to us and ask us questions along what we're talking about. We are still watching you, but we're trying to get the conversation going so you know what it is that we want to chat about.
Hold on.
But if you have...
This is a no bully zone, so guys, keep it friendly.
Yeah. She will be you.
I'm watching you people.
Because the whole idea is... these are all relatable topics, and as we go releasing what our new episodes are every week for Monday at 7, you'll be able to see how much more you relate or don't relate or learn about something that you may have thought that you weren't interested in at all, but get a new perspective. So I'm sure if you have anything you've been trying to start or take a first step or begin from scratch, please let us know. And if it's been a struggle, I mean, for me, I've been working in this field of like having to take the first step because if not, you won't have a career.
Right.
For years now, and you get stuck. Stuck happens.
Right.
You know. I don't think. Your brother's name is Chris?
No, my brother's name is Emmanuel. Chris is not my brother. Because that would have been awkward.
Okay. Yeah, positivity.
That's my best
See, I like that. Amazing.
Janine, hi.
Hello. I don't know what you didn't hear.
Well, I don't know. I think you meant what we were talking about, how I wanted to start this podcast 4 years ago.
No.
Okay.
I can see that. So he didn't hear that you would wanted to hear. Well, now you're hearing it. Getting divorced after 14 years. So I'm back at dating again. But dating is hard with 2 kids. Help me. This is... Oh, I missed it. This is new adventure for me. How exciting!
Right?
How exciting your new adventure.
Welcome to the dating.
Keep on moving. Yeah. So, well,
Hi, Carla.
What is your background on this? I'm divorced.
I am very single.
I'm divorced, so I can feel you. Hi, Carlos. So I can definitely understand you and what it's like getting back into that world. Putting yourself, I think we posted Dr. Brené Brown talking about what it is to be in the arena, to allow yourself to be seen for what you are, what you've got to give, whether it be in a creative process or being single is better. Depends. Depends. A little fun is never bad.
Well,
but putting yourself out there after 14 years, it is hard having kids. But you're doing it.
Yeah, you just have to take it one step at a time. Like, don't rush yourself into anything. Don't rush into the first person that says, oh, I like you. They have to like your kids first. And then you come second. Because if they don't like your kids, the relationship is not going to work. But it's scary.
Well, and it's not even that so much. It's also like to prioritize what you've already kind of had going on, and that you guys are appreciative of that. It's not like, okay, now I'm here, now you have to change everything.
Right.
And your kids, no, forget those guys.
Right, exactly. If your kids don't
know what they're getting into. You can't take it all, and you can't take it. Bye.
But yeah, I mean, it was scary for me to, go to you and be like, hey, Vanessa, I have a project. Would you like to join me? And then...
Initiating contact.
Right. And then what happened? How did you feel about, obviously, me asking?
Oh, I love it. Well, I am always like I'm that person that you called me at 3 a.m. You're like, I think I want to go see the sunrise. You want to go? Vamos.
Let's go, right?
Go.
Me too.
I'm about it. When it comes to things, see, I've been working in the field where I'm looked at. So I'm an actor, I model, I do all these things. So my face, my name is attached to things. I take that very seriously. And I know you do as well. And I know that you're a person that's receptive to conversation. Hablando se entiende la gente.
Claro.
Talking, people understand each other. So if I told you what I felt comfortable with or I didn't feel comfortable with, I knew you'd be receptive to it and respect it. And if it wasn't something that was going to work for you and your vision of this project, that it wasn't going to happen. And I think that's true of anything in life. Whenever you're trying to approach a new business venture, whether it's with a partner or anybody that's going to at least start in those beginning processes. If it's a romantic partner, somebody that's going to be receptive to listening to yay, no. So it applies to all things in life that you have to feel like you can be vulnerable with that person and be like, hey, this is what's up. And I told you very honestly, Chubby, I don't want my name to be attached to something that's going to be some madness and that we're not understanding each other. But I worked with you on various occasions and we get along so swimmingly. And I love the way your brain works and the way you express yourself and the things that you're passionate about. So I knew that it was going to be great. And we're not alike and we're very different. And we come from different backgrounds. So it's definitely a point of start. And you definitely were the catalyst in saying, well, let's talk about it to more people.
Right.
And here we are.
Here we are. Yes, communication is key. But I think more so understanding the communication. Because like what you were telling me about certain things we talked about, I understand where you were coming from. So I said, okay, no problem. This will be something down the line that we will talk later about. So I understood where you were coming from. So that's what understanding comes in. I could communicate with you. No me gusta esto, esto y esto. One ear, not the other. You didn't understand why. You didn't want to comprehend. And that's where it lies.
Yeah. I think there's a very big difference between hearing and listening to someone.
Exactly.
Right? You can hear somebody. That's the action of listening to somebody. Like hearing the noise, the words coming out their mouth. But actually listening to somebody, assimilating what they're saying, being responsible for it's being able to take responsibility that your opinion weighs to them, and that's why they're choosing to talk to you.
Right.
And taking responsibility that your reaction may have an effect in them, and to not just be a douche. To come from a place of I hear you, I'm listening. And that's not always easy because I have my moments where I'm like, and I don't want to engage, but for the most part, when it's coming from somebody who you know, right, or that you appreciate, it's easier to kind of remind yourself of who you're talking to,
Right.
Take a step back. So I had a dream with my partner, with my girlfriend, and part of me feels as if there's something there. I don't know to explain it, but something just feels weird. But I see that he likes all her pics.
Has there been anything there before? What gives you, is it but in real life, does it give you, I mean, we're not a relationship expert, but I don't know, does it?
I was going to say, first to answer the other one about the divorce, because I think she came back and said that she's talking to someone.
There's two different people.
And that they lost, there's two different people, right? So just to finish Taylor's thing, because she was talking to someone, moved away, lost touch till recently, well then just regain touch, figure that out, get to know each other better. Coming out of a 14-year relationship is rough, man. And getting to know somebody, there shouldn't be a timeline for that kind of thing.
Right.
Slow and steady wins the race. You're good.
Just enjoy it, when it comes, that's how I feel. Si llega, llega, y si no también, it's fine. Just enjoy being you, get to know everything about you, and then si viene algo, take it, and if it doesn't, bueno, ¿qué vamos a hacer?
But you took the first step. Like, this whole episode is about that. And the first step was to reinitiate contact with that person that obviously meant something to you before he moved away. And now he's back around, has kids as well, so he understands you. So, because sometimes when we jump into things right off the bat, we're not necessarily being true to what we wanted to going in. You go figuring that out. So maybe the more you get to know them, the easier it'll be to make certain decisions for yourself. I hope that helped.
Right, I mean...
And towards that other next step, whatever that may be.
Right. Now, the other situation, if it was a dream, so you had a dream, okay, so a friend, so you had a dream, okay, something...
How to explain it? Just feels weird. But wait, let's not be one of those people that has a dream and wakes up angry at our partner. Don't do that. Our minds are crazy places. They're crazy places. Crazy things happen, and sometimes you dream about yellow, and it means that you were thinking about eating macaroni and cheese, but algo no tiene nada que ver con otra cosa. One thing doesn't have to do with the other. So, usa before you lose it on your partner for over a dream.
Well, my thing is I think she said in real life they're liking other pics. So maybe you're insecure about it. Have you talked to them about it? If it's in real life and not in the dream that they start liking their pictures, then that's where you have to, if it's in real life, go talk to them. Don't have this feeling inside of you that the first step is you have this feeling, talk to them. Slowly, obviously, because some people are not.
I would invite you to approach it in a calm way. Because they could just be liking the person's picture because they get along or they like them like a person. And even if they did, you don't want to jump at them if they're liking them in a different way, because it's not going to make them like them any less.
Right.
And it's going to make them want to communicate with you less, though. That'll do.
Exactly.
So just be receptive to whatever it may be. Whether it's good or bad information, it's information for you to see how you want to proceed with your relationship or not.
That is very true. Because
but there's no need to come at them all like,
mira, yo tuve un sueño contigo, dime la verdad. Like, you can't accuse them. You can't accuse them.
But no, it's not just that, because if they're saying that, like, there's likes and stuff.
Right.
And that's what's affecting them. Our insecurities are very real to us and may not make sense to another person. So hopefully your partner respects that it's an insecurity and doesn't be like, oh, it's all in your head, forget it.
Then
hopefully they're like,
there's something.
I'm sorry, like, why do you feel that way? Have a conversation. Yeah. Conversations are good things,
just
guys.
Talking gets you somewhere. Yes, Danny, going based off of the dream is just your paranoia taking place.
Stay open to new experiences, my mama says. And before, she would also mention, like, you're always going to have fear. What was it that you said?
How do I
choose fear? Like, choose to follow the path that has you most scared. My friend Jeff Quintana says, follow your fear. It's like one of my favorite things that I've ever heard. Have you ever heard that saying, too?
I'm sorry, I was reading.
Follow your fear?
No, I never heard of that. Because, okay, but you could explain why follow your fear, because I'm not. What type of fear?
Well, I mean, these new beginnings, these taking the risk to make choices that go against everything that we've tried to protect ourselves from, in whatever aspect of life that may be. That, you're so fearful. We plant so much fear in ourselves, and we allow it to grow sometimes beyond what it really needs and beyond what it serves us. To follow the fear anyway. In therapy, they'll tell you, this is, they tell you to face those fears head on. You're scared of spiders. They build up to having you be in the presence of a spider kind of situation. Same thing in life. Put yourself in the situation. Obviously, like, don't get yourself hurt or killed or anything. Right. But if it's a fear that at the other end of it, there's the possibility of growth or of happiness, why would you want to wonder what if forever?
Naomi, the topic is new beginnings, the fears, the worries, and reframing, and how we can how we can overcome this and how we can take that first step into it.
Social media is tricky because people either become the possessive type that demands their phones and their insecurities that is responsible side. Okay, I like that perspective. I understand it. How do you feel about the whole? I have a very particular view on this. How do you feel about the whole your partner like just doubting your phone without your permission?
Are you talking to me? Because
yeah.
First of all,
I have a feeling I know your opinion.
First of all,
or anyone. I mean, there's nothing to hide on my phone, so I will give my phone.
Right,
to
me
whoever wants
too.
to look at
I
it.
would too.
And then, like, I might have some, but like, I also don't make it a point to ask my
what
partner.
Okay, so let's say if my phone is dead or I need to make a phone call, hey, can I borrow your phone? Or hey, can I do? Pero si es because you feel like you need to go check on something and you are very insecure about it and you're like, give me your phone, I need to go check on something, there's going to be a problem.
Right.
One, because
you gonna look and you gonna find
I don't have anything to hide, but why are you asking me? So your first should have been, I feel this way and I think that
right, the conversation, not the snooping.
Right, exactly. Or like doing it behind your back, or like when you're sleeping and then they go check up on your phone. I think that's very disrespectful in the relationship, and I don't feel like it's gonna go anywhere. So
the only reason I bring that up is because of what Dan is talking about. Like, social media is a liking culture. You like pictures. The first one, I am guilty of saying you didn't like my picture. Carlos is somewhere nodding his head. I'm guilty of that because you're like, not so much because of, why are you liking so-and-so, but it's like, boo, for me. But it is a liking culture, and sadly, it's something that we place way too much stock in, but it is what it is.
Right.
But that being said, it does lead to these kind of possessive qualities showing up. I mean, I don't, in asking for, like, I don't think that's a possessive thing, but in it leading to maybe a partner snooping around a phone or making assumptions about relationships, that's a little, that doesn't float my boat. You got a question, ask me to my face. Don't go looking through my phone.
Right, I feel like...
Because you're going to interpret what you want, not what's actually there. Right?
Right.
And if you can't trust your partner, you gotta be looking through their phone. Why are you with them to begin with?
Right, and that's where all the first, if you are afraid that you think that they're cheating on you, or you feel, I don't know what a simp is. I am not Generation Z. I do not, you need to explain that to me, thank you. But I just feel like communication is the first step to everything, to anything. You know, you feel insecure, you feel sad, you feel something about that person, you just let them know.
I don't mind, but some see it as trust issues, insecure. I mean, trust is always something that it's a human condition to want to talk about, you know, how you trust somebody or having that trust. So I don't think it's unfair to bring it up to somebody that you're in an involved relationship with. And I don't think that it's the other person's place to really be like, oh, you're too insecure. It may very well be an insecurity, but you treating it as like it's something so ugly when it's something very real to them,
right,
is it gonna make everything worse? Even in us saying, oh, it's just your insecurity. To the person who brought it up, that they see their partner liking it, it could very well just be your insecurity, and maybe you can tell them just that I feel insecure when I see this.
Right, and see where it leads from there.
But if you come at it from, I feel like if you come at it from a place of you're doing this, no se va a resolver nada. You're not going to resolve anything, and there's going to be more animosity.
Right, talk to them, not at them.
Yeah, and that's hard to do. That's easier said than done, because you feel like, you know, insecurities and your emotions take over, and you just want to be like, rah. But I think it takes a lot of maturity and like to take a minute.
Right, like
this is really just something that's hurting me, but I want you to know about it. And if you can meet me halfway in figuring it out, or a full way, that'd be great. But if you can't, then I need to know.
But that's the thing, not everyone's gonna do that. Not everyone's gonna sit there and be like, okay, why do I feel this way? Okay, I feel this way because, I see that he likes her pictures. Okay, but why do I feel like that's bothering? Why does it bother me? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Sometimes, obviously, it has to do more from you than the other person. But you have to deal with that as well in order to approach that next step and go ahead and ask your partner or your person or whoever. Yeah. And the fact that it's definitely a risk whenever you choose, and this is what we're talking about in those. This would definitely imply a new beginning. It's a new etapa, right? A new chapter in a relationship. And communicating like this about something that maybe hasn't come up before. So it's choosing to take that first step and taking it in a way that's beneficial to all parties involved. Not that you're gonna stop liking the pictures or whatever, just so you have a better understanding. Because the person may not feel that they need to change certain things, and they may not actually have to. Maybe it is just you needing to understand it differently. Yes, Naomi, I agree with you totally 100%. And that's how you have to do it sometimes. If you can't love yourself, if you can't, trust issues with everything.
Opa, Providence. I like what that said.
I know, I like her handle. And that's the thing.
Great people. Yeah.
Just like I have trust issues, so when me asking you, hey, Vanessa, do you want to do this with me? I was shooting bricks before this whole thing started. I was like, oh my God, what is going to happen? Is this going to go okay? I'm a perfectionist. So I'm like, time is important. This is this and that. But at the same time, I also understand that you have irregular hours, that you work this way, that you have this. You are a full-time artist. You work. That's your job, your livelihood. So I obviously couldn't be mad at that because what the fuck am I? You know what I mean? So I understand, but I obviously trusted you enough to know that you were gonna be here at before 7, and where we were gonna start, But that's a huge step for anyone to take, because they're like, oh, what if she?
You're sharing a responsibility. You're putting your own time and your own things. Like, here you go. Here's my side, and then I had to meet you the other way for this whole thing to happen, for the intricacies of what led to this to happen. And it does take a lot of trust, and it is true. That's why I was mentioning Providence, because two things that they've said so far that I love. It'd be great if people would stop using their past experience as an excuse as to why they are insecure. It may not necessarily be an excuse. It's very real. Trauma can be very real to people and stop them from doing things. But it's definitely it would be great if people put more effort into trying to get away from that for themselves. Forget about anybody else. For themselves to be able to experience new things or different possibilities from what they've already experienced. Whether it's going into a job venture, a relationship, a friendship, starting a new, which is really big right now, starting a new health routine or whatever. If your trust issues, work on yourself before dragging someone into the mud with you, with your trust issues.
Yes.
Or be receptive to the fact that somebody has a different definition of trust.
Exactly.
Or they have their own trust issues.
Everybody's different for a reason, and everybody's gonna have different things that will bother them that necessarily doesn't bother you, but for them it's something that's real. They're like, why do you do this? Because I didn't think there was a problem, but to them it's an issue. I mean, and you have to work through that.
I mean, and if it's somebody that you want to continue to work with or to grow with or to have an involvement with in any way, you make it a part of the dialogue of the conversation where you learn these things about each other so that you can kind of, the phrases my mom says, work with my drugs a lot, and I use that on people all the time. I'm like, guys, I'm having a bad day, just work with my drugs. Work with what's going on with me. Whatever trip I'm on today, I need you to hold on, because today's gonna be a ride. The other day I was going through it and I told
to be out of like, I need you to just give me a minute, work with my drugs today. I was not remembering anything. I was off of all of the calendars.
Right.
So it's going to happen. People are not going to be in their best days, and they may not be the ones to remember to be understanding. Because now we're all on this very politically correct tip, right? That certain things can be said, and you have to tiptoe around certain emotions and feelings so as to be respectful. And I get that, but at the same time, it's like we also have to acknowledge that some conversations are not easy to have.
Definitely.
And we're not always going to like what's said to us or what we have to say. But there's validity to having to say it and to having the conversation. And if you can afford not to be I can say a bad word, right?
I already said too many.
Okay, great. It's okay, we're sailors. Maybe you can afford to be a little bit of a dick, but there's no need to be a dick if you don't have to.
And yes, guys, PTSD from a relationship is a real thing. We all go through it, and it's something that we individually have to get over. I suffer from it too. I am sure Vanessa does too. And it's... and yes.
But I mean, and it doesn't just affect your relationships. It affects, like, trust in general.
Right, exactly. And hey, now we take a breath. Sorry, we're taking a minute to read.
As I can create a false narrative. Absolutely. You guys are going to hear me all the time in our episodes probably mention Brené Brown because I love her. I love her so much. But she talks, she calls it the story you tell yourself.
Right.
And child, I am the queen of telling myself stories. I overthink a lot. But in knowing that sometimes our insecurities build those kind of stories in our head, and sometimes it being difficult to reframe it and not live in that story and give the other person the opportunity to like set our minds at ease or change the narrative or help us understand that narrative a little better. We have to understand that other people have their own narratives too.
We all do. And
sometimes the stories aren't that far off.
And yes, Naomi, I believe, yes, they need to overcome that trauma. They do need to work on themselves. It's like a bandage, like we all said. Before getting into anything, make sure that you're 100% in it. Leave it at the door. Do something about it. Give it to somebody else. But just don't put it in the relationship that you are in, because it's not going to work.
Right. Well,
yes, romantic, family, friendships.
Yeah, I agree. And then there's like a point where like there's also
can't see your face.
It can't be totally that. You can't see my face? Oh, it can't be totally that because I feel like yes, you have to. It's hard to leave things at the door sometimes.
It is.
But if you're willing to be naked about it and be like, this is something I can't leave at the door.
It takes time, yeah.
You may be surprised. The person perceiving it or hearing it may assimilate it differently, right? I may appreciate it more. And if they can appreciate it, then you have a better understanding of how you're going to approach that dynamic. You know what I mean? But if it's something that you can be vulnerable and be like, listen, I've had business partners say I'm all in, and then 2 months in, they're like, hey, listen, I'm really busy, and deuces, you understand if I even have an inkling that I could be that person to you, right now, I'm going to tell you I can't do it.
Right.
Or if I start to feel myself saying, hey, there's a lot of offers coming down the pike, it's an uncomfortable conversation because you don't want to lose the possibility that you have, but you also don't want to repeat the injury this other person has received. You don't want to be responsible for that either. It doesn't mean that you can't go ahead and do your thing, but if they know from the get, if all the cards are laid on the table, business, relationship, or otherwise, but to leave it at the door, your insecurity is a little unrealistic to a certain point, because at some point you're going to have to deal with it out loud with somebody.
Right. But as long as you're working through it, that's what matters.
yeah.
Eventually,
Absolutely.
hopefully, it's at the door. But if it continues and continues, then there might be a deeper rooted issue than just I can't get over it. So sometimes.
Wait, I want to make a quick disclaimer.
Yes.
We are not therapists.
Oh, we're definitely not therapists.
We are not. We have lived some, not as much as others, but we have lived quite a bit. So we're saying based on our individual experiences and from our readings and our teachings from our elders and other people that have been in our life. But also, opinion is an opinion.
Right.
And we love it if you disagree with us. We love it.
Share with us what you disagree.
But a constructive disagreement where we propose different perspectives. But it's definitely, never the goal is to ridicule anyone or put any one particular way down unless it's absolutely detrimental to humanity at large. But for the most part, we're all trying to hear different perspectives because I think what misses in the world, and Chubi, you tell me how you feel about this, is a lot of beyond tolerance, just like some patience and some listening, because you can't tolerate what you're not even willing to listen to begin with.
Totally agree.
So
we're here to just listen to you guys, to open up the conversation.
Tolerance isn't enough. We need a little love.
Right, lots of that. We're just here for that. Just talk to us. Just say your opinion on what you think about anything, and we're here to, hey, let's play with it. Let's talk about it. We're not here to say you're wrong. Nope, get out of here. Goodbye. That's not what we're here for. Open conversations.
Yeah. Sent you follow Peter. I have messaged. Man, PTSD is a real thing from past relationships. Yeah. Absolutely. It is. I think we're also gathering from this. We also gather future episodes, guys, because it gets us excited to learn what is important to you and where it aligns with us.
Right. Just send us ideas. Send us what you think will be a future good topic to talk about that makes people say, "Hey, what's going on?" We never mentioned how we met to anybody. Do you people want to know how we met? Because we didn't mention it. And it's very important.
This romantic relations, family, and feud. Providence, you are slaying the game. I love you.
Yeah, I
so
love
much.
It.
You got to love yourself. Go ahead, Chubi. Can you tell the story of how we met? I actually want to hear your perspective on how we met. I'll tell you what I remember, because my memory is caca.
Wait. First to say to Naomi, yes, you are correct about what she said. I don't think it's healthy to be in a relationship when you wouldn't be with yourself. Mira, that's how I feel. She should. Yeah. She's all the way in Texas, so hi from all the way over there. How did we meet? Okay, I was 24-ish. It's a long time ago, guys.
I'm not gonna say an age, Chewy.
It's okay, it's fine. They already know we're over 20.
Over 20?
I
am over.
We're on 19. No, but seriously, we met about 6 years ago through a wonderful human being who is no longer with us. His name is Frank Quintana. Sorry, because I suck at last names. And I went to go see one of her plays. Well, they were starting it, and
we were in rehearsal.
And I was there with my camera, taking pictures, and just experiencing something new. And I took a couple of pictures of her, and then there we go. We kept in touch. And then after that, we had our first photo shoot. And
Chubi made a dress for me out of random cloth that was in the backseat of my car. Made a full on, like, everybody swore it was a wedding dress, by the way.
Danny, you were there with us. Danny, he was there with us.
Yeah. Everybody swore it was a legit wedding dress and a veil. I was like, it was vela. That I had it in my car from another play that I was doing. I was taking back the excess fabric, and Chubi was like, "Hey, can we use this?" And I got like into like I rolled up my pants and I rolled down my top in the middle of Coral Gables, and we did a photo shoot in El Prado. That was awesome.
I fell in love with that tela. That fabric was so beautiful. I could not pass the opportunity, and I did want to become a fashion designer when I was a teenager. That did not happen, obviously.
First steps.
Right? And then we did a couple of other shoots after that, and then we just been friends ever since. So, and I knew that her mind was similar to mine, so I was like, I should ask her. Mind you, I waited for a month freaking out thinking she said no, but that's besides the point.
See what happens when you take the risk? You'll be pleasantly surprised.
Right.
You'll be pleasantly surprised.
I did it. I said, hey, let me send her a message. And I was freaking out. She doesn't know that, but I was freaking out because I didn't know what is she gonna say? Maybe she has a lot in her plate. She is a full-time artist. And I was just, the worries, the thoughts, and I had to overcome that and say, reach out to her again and see why it's taking a month. And I know that the whole coronavirus is,
The Rona got me going crazy. I mean, not the Nikon. I remember the experience was exactly the same. I mean, I also, part of my absolute yes, let's do it is, I love talking. I'm Latina. Talking is what I do for a living. I'm an actor. I also really like talking about topics that are rough. Things that I like talking about. I'm not a fan of talking about politics or religion. But there's things about it or that stem from it that I do enjoy getting into. I think we talked about that. And I remember that every time we work together, our conversations have always been delicious.
Right.
Like we get excited, whether it's about like travel or
this is how we are.
Personality types. Yeah. And then we go on. Our meetings towards this becomes more about, we're not going to say any specifics about politics or religion. It's not our job. It's more about, keep maintaining the conversation going. Right. Respectful that there's different thoughts on it. Now, if there's people that can, and I wouldn't talk, like, there's a lot of things I don't know. That I'm not going to be like, I plead the fifth, who wants to take the wheel? Right. Because there's things I don't know about, but there's things that I have opinions on that if somebody else does know about it,
great, inform us,
and change my opinion, I'm all about it.
That's what we're here for.
All about it.
There's a lot of things I don't know, but I love to read because reading is essential. Yeah. So
I've been trying to get back to reading. Do you have anything on your recommended reading list?
Are you talking to me or to them?
Yeah, to you. Anybody else wants to share, I'll take it. But I'm talking to you because I know you read a lot.
I don't like fiction. I like nonfiction documentaries. I like information. I delve into that. I love to read information. I love to read things that the world, the galaxy. But nonfiction, I like romance novels. Don't even get me started on that. My imagination is too active for me for somebody else to tell me how to imagine that scene. So yeah, no, I have plenty of share.
I used to read so much more when I was younger, when I was a kid. I used to read so much more, and I grew up in a house that was always full of books.
I love books.
My mom reads a lot, and we always had libraries full of books. And a lot of books. My mom is a life coach, Reiki master. She's got things going on, reverend, doctor. There's a lot of things happening. So there was books about so many things. I had the opportunity to just do this, and I didn't do it a lot.
Right.
So I'm seeing that there's a lot of need for more reading. I need to get to reading. So I think if you guys have any recommendations, let us know. How do you think, being such an avid reader, how do you think that's affected the Lotus Eaters?
Ooh, yes.
Ooh, that's nifty. I like the sound of that. How do you think that being such an avid reader has affected the way that you approach making decisions to begin, to take first steps, to take risks in general?
Well, I don't even know how to begin to answer that. I did read one fiction book, and I said, let me read it. Let me give it a chance. Let me give it a try and see how it would change my mind. It was exactly how it was supposed to be. It couldn't.
It didn't do it for you.
But, I mean, I don't know. I just read and I just put those two together, my experiences with what I learn and see, because...
I mean, I have my go-to return books, like the books that I always go back and read at different parts of my life.
My God.
They're short, they're a quick read, but also they're books that really have influenced me all my life. So like they're always gonna be there, like The Little Prince, A Hope for the Flowers, The Giving Tree.
Oh, I love The Giving Tree.
Those are my go-to books. But the other day I made a discovery, and like I just got this book back. This writer, Sark, she writes like fun, short little stories and has workbooks and whatnot. Some girl gave it to me in high school, the workbook. And then from there, between my mom and me finding these books, I acquired all the Sark books. And they're just like quick little reminders about reconnecting with your inner child and enjoying
life. No worries.
Life in a different way. And I think the first thing that drew me in about this particular writer, she said, eat mangoes naked.
I wish.
That's the only way I eat mangoes. Because I make a mess. So I was like, I think this is a book worth reading.
To us people in the Caribbean, Hispanics, if you don't eat mangoes con tus manos, like I'm just going at it.
It's not right.
It's not right. I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I understand, you're in front of people, you want to keep it classy, you you cut it, you put it in a bowl.
So you eat a mango alone.
But you're not enjoying it.
Eat a mango alone. And to my best friend Janine, yes, The Book Thief is a fiction book, but they use real life things to deal with the war, World War II, when Hitler wasn't there. So yes, one of my favorite books of all times, but that's besides the point. They have facts in it. Done. Okay?
The Book Thief. Reading pushed me to pursue medicine.
Who's doing medicine? What are you reading?
Somebody said that reading pushed me to pursue medicine. Absolutely possible.
Oh, that's Chris.
That's Chris. Hello. Whether he did it or not, it pushed him to.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
I mean, I remember that I used to love reading. I don't know what strayed me away from it. I think after college I started reading a lot less because in college all I did was read plays. And it definitely gave me a different perspective on, as an actor, it's my joy and my purpose to play other people and give life to their stories.
Right.
So it absolutely makes you more cognizant of different experiences and whatnot. The Wicked, I have all the Wicked books.
I have never read it. I saw the movie. We have about less than 20 minutes.
Wait, there's a Wicked movie?
Yeah, it was a play. Sorry,
The play. But definitely, like, the reason I would like to get back to reading is because a lot of the people who I admire and have the best conversation with, present company included, we have 20...
What do we have?
21 seconds remaining, according to this.
Of what?
I'm so glad you guys are back. Hopefully Chubi pops back on here so that I can invite her in. Hi, Dan. What happened? So I don't know why it's supposed to give us the full time, but it ended up, I guess, because we were on here longer than an hour. That's why, because we were having our little pre check. So next time we'll start at 7 only. No, we'll have a little tech and sound thing at 6:30. You can tune into that. We'll log off, and you can all sign in together at 7. So we have their full time. But I'm guessing that's what happened. I don't see Chubby on here. Chubby, come back. I want to write her a message, but I'm afraid I'll lose this. That being said, guys, I'm going to wait a second. Chubby. The early mic checks. Yeah, early mic checks. This is what it did it. Can somebody pop Chubby a little message letting her know to come back to the Instagram? Through her Instagram. That being said, y'all, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for engaging in the conversation, starting your own, giving us things to talk about based on today's topic. We're learning, we're growing, and we appreciate you learning and growing with us. And we'll be back on Monday at 7 p.m. Follow the Instagram for what the upcoming topic is. We will be posting today's episode on YouTube soon, so you can go back to it. If you have any other thoughts that you would like to add to today's conversation, shoot us a DM. We'll happily respond to you or touch on it in future episodes. Chubby, come back to us. It's not happening. She's not here just yet. And I don't know if she'll come back. There she is. Now I can invite her back. I'm so happy. There you are.
It's funny, everybody's like, she's asking for you, and I'm like, well, I didn't hear anything back. Hi, guys.
I was afraid that if I signed off to tell you something on WhatsApp, it was going to all crash again. What ended up happening is we went longer than an hour because we were having our tech time.
Oh, God damn it.
So what I share with everybody is, because I had a really good time getting ready.
I only see your mouth. I can't see the rest of you then. Your face, there we go. Hi.
Where's my camera? Weird. So what I was telling them is we'll probably do like a pre kind of game situation where they help us do our mic checks or whatever when we're talking really chill, and then sign off and start exactly at 7 so we have the full time. Because Instagram kicks you out at the hour.
Logging, that was just so random. What's going on?
First episode stuff.
Right?
So thank you for coming on the journey with us and keeping the conversation going and yummy.
Yes, guys.
We're excited to share what next week's episode will be. We'll announce that soon on the Instagram. Tell your friends.
Yes, please tell everybody if you like this, and if you didn't, well, I'll still ask you to come next episode. And, the episode will be pregame. Yes.
Yeah.
The next episode will be a topic that we might either pick ourselves or just give us
that we were so inspired by something that you guys brought up. We're like, we just got to keep this combo going.
Right?
Yeah.
So just send us a message, email us, whatever the case is.
DM us if you anything about today's conversation or things you want to hear. This has been really nice. Today was nice, Chubby.
If you were genuinely interested, yes, come and send us all the ideas to all my friends and everybody that was there. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. This was nerve-wracking, but we took that first step into saying, vamos, let's go. We did it, and here we go. Yeah, the outro was very fun. It was like, oh my God. But you're very welcome, everyone. Thank you for everybody that messaged me saying she's waiting for me because I was just waiting.
Thank you for helping her, bringing her back to me. And tune in June 1st, 7 p.m.
June 1st?
Yeah, that's episode 2.
Oh yeah. Sorry, guys. June 1st. I apparently forgot what month we're on. Yeah. It's going to be June already.
Over. May is over. Isn't that crazy?
Yes, but we still have a couple of minutes, though. It's not 8 o'clock yet.
Oh, so now our outro can be real.
Seriously.
What would you like to say about today.
Reading is essential. But no, thank you, everyone. And I don't know, just be real, be honest, be open, just be true to yourself, love yourself.
Yep.
And
Quarantine brain is real.
definitely, like, I don't even know. Everybody thought it was Sunday today. Congratulating your first.
Thank you so much. And thank everybody so much for keeping the conversation going, being vulnerable, and sharing your own new journeys. To our friend who is starting to date after 14 years in a marriage and with kids and finding somebody to reconnect with after having lost track, I wish you the best. Whether it's with that person or somebody else, how beautiful that you are taking that chance to reconnect with another being for yourself, not just for your kids, but for yourself. And to the person who was having the dream about the partner, I hope you approach it from a place of love and openness, that no matter what the outcome, it's something that serves you, you know, to be able to have that kind of conversation and know where you stand.
Yes.
That's always a lovely thing. Wait, I don't work Mondays. Nobody needs to work on Mondays. That is not this Monday. So 7 p.m. is going to be a thing.
Yes. And unless you guys feel down the line like 7 p.m. is not a good time, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Can't say no. But 7...
You can share today's podcast. It's going to be going up on YouTube eventually. So when it's up, share, follow. The more you know, the more you share, we so appreciate it. We grow from this as much as anybody else who can hear a different perspective might grow. So we appreciate all the sharing and all the love.
Thank you, everyone. And just remember, you see this? I love this. I just had to point it out. I don't know.
No filters, no. To us, it's backwards.
Yes, of course, because, you know. But they get it.
They get
They
it.
had to read backwards. But have a good night, everyone. And thank you again for joining us. And remember, June 1st.
June 1st.
It's Monday.
My mom came in here applauding because she thought we were done. Now we are officially done without rushing.
Yes.
She came in applauding. That means she thinks we did a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Bye, guys. Take care. Stay safe. Protect yourselves. Don't act a fool out there.